Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're jumping into, well, one of the most infamous nights in boxing history, Tyson Holyfield's second.
That rematch, the anticipation was just huge, wasn't it?
Absolutely massive. You had Tyson predicting a, quote, sensational victory.
Yeah.
And Holyfield, the commentator said, confident, relaxed, cool.
Yeah, but that cool exterior and Tyson's confidence, well, it didn't last long, did it?
Not at all.
So, our deep dive today, we're going to unpack what happened that night, all the chaos. We're looking at the fouls, the big controversies, and especially these really different stories people told afterwards.
Exactly. We've got this great source, a YouTube transcript of the commentary and the post-fight stuff, raw reactions.
And the mission isn't just what happened, but why. Why did it all spiral out of control like that?
Right. What does it tell us about, the pressure cooker of elite sports, the boundaries, and maybe what you can take away from seeing something like this unfold? Okay, let's get into it.
So, round one, from the absolute first second, the intensity was just palpable.
You could feel it. Bad intentions from both guys.
Definitely bad intentions on the punches, as they said. But what was interesting and different from the first fight was Tyson's movement early on.
Yeah, the commentary picked up on that.
They did. They noted he was bobbing, weaving, ducking, trying to, duck and keep his leverage low and come up banging. It was a clear change in tactics.
But that tension, it boiled over almost immediately, didn't it, with an incident?
It did. Pretty quickly, there was that clash of heads,
Right.
and it opened up a cut over Mike Tyson's right eye. You could see the blood straight away streaking down.
And Tyson reacted instantly, looked right at the ref, Mills Lane.
Yeah, looking for help. He was apparently complaining about a low blow, too, even though the commentators didn't really catch one.
So already, first round, cut eye, feeling like he's been fouled maybe twice. That sets a mood.
For sure. And meanwhile, Holyfield's doing his thing, right? The commentary called it mauling and pushing him around to the ropes.
Kind of smothering Tyson's shots.
Exactly. Using his size, clinching, countering. It was effective, but you can see how Tyson might feel, well, frustrated by that style, especially after the headbutt.
Yeah, you can absolutely see that feeling of being fouled, maybe unfairly roughed up, it starts to simmer.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And heading into round two, the commentary said it was very bad for Tyson because of that cut.
Plus, Holyfield landed what looked like a low blow himself in that round, right? A left hook near the belt.
He did. But, despite all that, Tyson actually had some good moments in the second.
Showed flashes of the old power.
Yeah, the old Tyson came out with a ferocious pace. His jab looked better, landed some shots that stunned Holyfield.
Who took them well, though. Showed that chin.
He really did. The crowd was getting into it, too, chanting Tyson. It was frantic.
But then, just before round three, something seemed off with Tyson.
Yeah, the commentary noted he came out looking anxious. He actually forgot his mouthpiece. Had to go back for it.
Wow. That speaks volumes, doesn't it? That sense of urgency, like he felt he was behind or needed to do something drastic.
Exactly. The pressure was clearly mounting internally.
In round three, well, that's when everything just exploded.
That's the moment. Tyson bites Holyfield on the right ear.
The commentator's reaction said it all, didn't it? I can't believe what I'm seeing. Disgusting tactics.
Just completely shocking in a fight like that.
So immediate consequences, points deducted.
Initially, yes, a 1-point deduction. But then things got complicated.
How so?
The ring filled up. The commissioner came in. The doctor, Flip Kamansky, examined Holyfield's ear.
And Mills Lane, the ref, he was actually ready to disqualify Tyson right then.
He was. He said later he was ready to stop the fight. But incredibly, he was overruled by Flip Kamansky, the doctor.
The doctor said Holyfield could continue, even after being bitten like that.
Apparently so, which is just wild. So the fight restarts.
But with a bigger penalty for Tyson.
Yeah, it ended up being a 2-point deduction instead of 1, which caused major controversy, understandably. Holyfield was furious, very angry.
And yet somehow, the commentary still called it Tyson's best round again. Even with the bite.
Bizarrely, yes. He was landing punches, fighting effectively. Aside from the, biting, it just adds another layer of weirdness to it all.
But it wasn't over yet. The absolute madness.
It's not even close. While they're actually showing a replay of the first bite,
No.
Tyson does it again. Bites Holyfield's other ear.
Oh my God. Okay, that had to be it.
That was it. Fight immediately stopped. Disqualification.
And Mills Lane's reasoning was pretty clear-cut after the second one.
Yeah, he basically said later, I told him one more time, like, that's it, you're gone. He was clear the disqualification was for the second foul, the second bite.
Not because Holyfield couldn't continue physically.
Lane specifically said Holyfield could have continued. It was about the foul, the repeated deliberate foul after a warning.
And then shoot, just chaos in the ring.
Absolute pandemonium. Security pouring in, police, Tyson's own bodyguard trying to restrain him at points. It was an unbelievable spectacle, just disastrous for the sport.
So how do we even start to unpack the why? Because the stories afterwards diverge so much. Let's start with the ref, Mills Lane.
Right. Lane made a clear distinction. He saw headbutts, like the one that cut Tyson, as often unintentional, part of the rough and tumble, and usually not worth a point deduction unless they cause a fight-ending injury.
Okay.
But a bite? That, for him, was clearly intentional. He explicitly said he didn't speculate if Tyson was retaliating for the headbutts. He just dealt with the bite as the foul it was.
Which makes sense from an official standpoint. Address the foul you see. But Tyson's camp saw it very, very differently.
Oh, completely. John Horn, Tyson's co-manager, came out swinging immediately. He claimed Holyfield had been headbutting Mike for 2 fights, called it a complete foul that just wasn't being called.
So they're framing it as ongoing, unaddressed fouls by Holyfield.
Exactly. Horn denied the bite was simple retaliation, but he threw fuel on the fire, saying Holyfield turned it into a street fight a long time ago.
Wow. And he downplayed the bite itself, didn't he?
He did, shockingly. Called it a little nip. That don't mean nothing. Especially compared, he argued, to Tyson's 3-inch cut over his eye that was impairing his vision.
And he had some pretty harsh words for Holyfield's reaction, too.
Very harsh. Said Holyfield jumped around like a little bitch. That classic thing, right? Minimizing the opponent's injury while maximizing your own fighter's grievances.
And blaming the ref, Mills Lane, for not taking points off Holyfield for the headbutts earlier.
Yeah, Horn pointed out Tyson was cut 4 times by this. Yeah, I watched him, he said. Holyfield looked right at me and I saw him and he was going for it and kept going. That's Tyson's direct quote.
And his frustration was palpable. Felt like no one was protecting him.
Totally. He asked, what am I to do? This is my career. I can't continue getting butted like that. I got children to raise and this guy keeps butting me, trying to cut me and get me stopped on cut. I gotta retaliate.
That word retaliate. He used it explicitly.
He did. He also took a shot at Holyfield's image, saying Holyfield got a little nicks on him there and he quit, whereas Tyson, cut eye and all, was ready to fight.
So for Tyson, it was absolutely retaliation. No ambiguity in his mind.
None whatsoever. He said flat out, regardless of what I did, he been bumming me for 2 fights. He even showed his cut eye to the interviewer, like, look at me, man, what are you going to do now? Just raw anger and justification.
It's such a clash of perspectives. You have the ref focusing on the specific intentional foul. You have Tyson's camp blaming prior uncalled fouls. And you have Tyson admitting retaliation out of desperation.
And then you have the commentators trying to make sense of it all.
Right. What was their final take in the immediate aftermath?
They acknowledged headbutts happen, calling them an unfortunate side effect of this game, but ultimately they found no excuse anywhere for biting him the first time, let alone the second time.
Their distinction was key, wasn't it? Headbutt versus bite?
Yeah. Headbutt may be unintentional. A bite, that's intentional, full stop. No gray area for them on that one.
And the big question hanging in the air right after was about Tyson's future.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Is his career history? The commentators felt it would depend on the people, the fans. Would they still support him after this? It really shifted focus to the court of public opinion.
So wrapping this up, what does this crazy night mean for you listening? I mean, this deep dive really throws a spotlight on the intense complexities of pro sports.
Yeah, the immense pressure athletes are under, how subjective things like officiating can feel, how perception shapes everything.
It shows how one person's actions may be driven by perceived injustice, combined with the rules or lack of enforcement, can just create these firestorms, these moments that define legacies.
Absolutely. It's a potent mix.
And that leaves us with something to think about, maybe a provocative thought. In any high-stakes, game sports, business, whatever, where's that line? Between just being aggressive, strategic, maybe unintentional fouls, and deliberate retaliation.
And how do the rules, and crucially how they're enforced, actually shape how people act when everything's on the line? What does this whole mess tell us about, well, human nature under extreme pressure?